Hey everybody, this is Peter B. And I'd like to show you some baseball cards that I found, 1990s, some late 80s, and I found them in my basement. I mentioned before I don't have a sports cards room. I love to see other people's sports cards room. I think they are great, and maybe someday I will make sure I turn one of my spare rooms into one. If my wife finally lets me. So I just have closets and stuff where I keep my cards. They're all, right now I'm sorting them by years. I'm pulling the Hall of Famers from the mini sets and putting them into these kind of top boxes like you see there. And yesterday I went down in the basement to get something, and actually I forgot I put a box of baseball cards in this spot in the basement. And to my surprise, it was like a mini time capsule. Hasn't been opened for over 20 years. And I'd like to share. A lot of cards. I pulled out all the Hall of Famers. And so you'll see just all the Hall of Famers in this video. And let's start out with the 1990 KB Kings of Baseball. I left the non-Hall of Famers in the box, but these are what they look like. It says KB, they're from Topps. The back of the card looks like that. And some of the Hall of Famers include Nolan Ryan, Jim Rice, Tony Gwynn, Eddie Murray, etc. So that's the 1990 KB Kings of Baseball. I also found two 1989 Cracker Jacks. And here's the Hall of Famers I had. Back of the cards. Once again, there are Topps. This is the day when Topps used to make cards for everybody. And I got some Score Masters. And these had a lot of Hall of Famers in it. That's the box right there with Griffey on it. And it's the non-Hall of Famers are still in the box. We got Nolan Ryan, George Brett, Carlton Fisk, Roger Clemens. There's the Griffey Jr., Winfield, and etc. And I also found a box of 1987 Dunross highlights. And once again, I'll show you a couple of Hall of Famers. Nolan Ryan no-hits the A's. He's at Texas at this time. He was a strikeout king. Schmidt, 500th home run. Cal Ripken ends his streak. And Dandridge, Billy Williams, and Catfish Hunter were inducted into Hall of Fame. And then other Hall of Famers. Plus I got this Clemente puzzle in that box. And 1990 from Ames store. I don't think they have an Ames anymore. I don't think they have KB anymore either. They might. Here's some of the Hall of Famers: Cal Ripken, Ricky Henderson, Eddie Murray, Dave Winfield, and then etc. I also had some Upper Deck, Score, Topps, which is had a bunch of 90 Topps. I pulled out all the Famers: Cal Ripken, Ryan Sandberg. I had Dunross 91, Glavine, Martinez, Dawson, and I am some Diamond Kings. And these are, what were they? There's the newest Hall of Famer. Topps 89. And a box bottom with goose gossage. So I had a lot of non-Hall of Famer cards in these. A set I totally forgot about, and I really like it. And that is the 1996 Upper Deck. I've got a lot of Hall of Famers from here. I even put them in top loaders. A real cool set. Gold. Gold or bronze, I don't know, but we'll call it gold. I had a Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Jr. promotional. I don't know what that's worth anymore. Probably not. Pedro Martinez on an expo. There's a Derek Jeter. His Major League debut card. Kirby Puckett. And looking at this card, I thought it was really interesting. Kirby Puckett, who plays center field, is actually tagging out, I don't know if that's Ripken or whoever, but he's tagging out or trying to tag out a player at second base. So I don't know whether he snuck in for the pickoff behind the runner and they tried to nail him. I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know what's he doing in second base, but there's Kirby, the center fielder at second base, trying to tag someone out. I thought that was a cool picture. And I got Tomei, Pudge, and like I said, a bunch of others, that big pile. So that's the 1996 Upper Deck. That's a nice set. And I got these no-name, non-licensed cards from 1988. They had Dawson, Sandberg, Gwynn, Ripken, Henderson as a Yankee, Rice. And that's what the backs will look like. So I think these were non-approved cards snuck into the collecting community. Not very good pictures, but hey, an oddball card for you. I also got some Star 86 Gwynns. Sorry, 88 Gwynns, I mean. Oh, that's right. This was a Boggs and Gwynn set. That's right. The Boggs are in a Boggs folder. That's right. Boggs and Gwynn. And I got some from the Conlon collection. Bunch of Hall of Famers, but I'll just show you a few. There's a nice Ty Cobb. A very nice Ty Cobb from that very famous Conlon photo. And I got Speaker, Mickey Cochran, Archie Vaughan, Joe McGinty in red, and a regular Joe McGinty, Rue Magard, Burley Grimes, and not a Hall of Famer, but in my opinion is Joe Jackson on the right. And I had a bunch of 89 Fleer. And I'll show you just one card. Randy Johnson rookie with the Marlboro ad totally blacked out behind him. And I had some Score and a bunch of stuff. I also had these cards that came out of magazines in the late 80s, early 90s. I forget the name of the magazine, but they would have these page of cards you can cut out. For example, here's Babe Ruth. This is from Krause Publications. I forget the name of the magazine. Tough Stuff or something like that. I have some McGriffs. A bunch of Younts. It's from Topps Magazine. Sandberg. Ricky Henderson. More Topps Magazine. Joe Morgan. Jim Palmer. Even got Kevin Costner. And I also got a Post Serial. Ozzie Smith. So these would be oddball cards. I have a 1996 Upper Deck Young at Heart set. These are the Hall of Famers. Got Boggs, Yankees uniform, Ripken, Tony Gwynn, Ricky Henderson, Dave Winfield in a Indians uniform, Andre Dawson as a Marlin, Eck, Alan Trammell, Eddie Murray as a, I believe, Indian, Lee Smith as a Angel, Harold Baines, Tim Raines, Paul Molitor, and Ozzie Smith. And I got these real cool cards from Score 92. I forgot all about these guys. I remember collecting them. I thought they were very, very neat. But they're little photos of still life. Here's one of Lou Gehrig. The backs of these look like this. And here's a nice still life of Satchel Paige. And Babe Ruth. Honest Wagner. And Ty Cobb. So I thought these were real neat. And I got some very oddball card. This is a Tony Gwynn call-in card. Printed by Upper Deck. GTS, I forget the name of that company. It was some kind of phone company. But it was a calling card. Oh, the Global Calling Card. And I got it at a show from a vendor that was called Mantles in the Spokes for $15. And that's what the value of the calling card. I never used it. Probably doesn't work now. But I liked it because had Tony Gwynn, and I thought it was a very oddball item. I also had Barry Bonds. One of these transparent things in the middle. I thought that was neat. This is from Upper Deck. And I really like these. They're 1996 Upper Deck SPX. And I remember I had a lot of these, but I pulled out what I had of Hall of Famers. This plus what I'm going to show you. I remember on the way home from work, halfway home, I used to commute like 25 minutes, and halfway home there was a card shop. I used to stop and buy packs of these. Only place I knew that sold them, but I thought they were real neat. 1996 Upper Deck SPX. As a hologram, they're very, very deep hologram. Can't really pick it up like it is in real life as in the camera, but it looks like there's a lot of distance between the Gwynn bat and in front with the image on the back. I really thought. And if you look at the right hand headshot, it actually revolves around looking at you. There he is looking at you at the corner of his eye. So there's Tony Gwynn. These are just some that I pulled. I have more Hall of Famers, like I said. There's Wade Boggs as a Yankee. But But I thought these were real neat. I have a Derek Jeter. Cal Ripken. I got another promotional. I don't know if it means anything. Ken Griffey Jr. And I pulled this out of the pack. A Mike Piazza when he was on the Dodgers auto, which I thought was real neat. And I'll probably have to show you this sideways. From 1993, All-Star Fan Fest. A box. Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball. They did a special T202. They did a T202 series, but then they did these special cards in this box of Mantle, Williams, and Jackson. And they sold these at FanFest. And then I bought it from a dealer at a show. And it's still in the box if I can open it. Once again, I'll show you sideways, but here's the cards. All-Star Fan Fest. And we're almost done. A couple more items. Anyone remember those Cracker Jack cards? They actually came out of Cracker Jacks. I forget the year. But I actually got the little booklet you can send away for. And it has pages. So you can put your Cracker Jack cards in. And these are mini reprints of the original Cracker Jack cards. I'm missing 2. I'm not going to worry about running out and getting a complete set. I'll stay missing 2. But I believe, I know I got these out of Cracker Jacks. I don't think you can get them elsewhere. I am missing 2. And what also was neat with the book came this. Cracker Jack ball players. And same cards, but they issued it like this. So same cards you would collect for the book, the red book that I showed you. You get little certificates. I thought that was neat. That came with this red book. And I don't even remember getting these. I don't know if they were a promotion at a show because it's something I wouldn't normally buy. But I got these Legend postcards. And I got Rod Carew. Fergie Jenkins. Gaylord Perry. And finally, stashed with all the 1990s and late 80s stuff, I had a 1970 Supercard of Pete Rose. So, that is what I found. Shopping in my basement. A little 20-year plus time capsule. I was pleasantly surprised. And like I said, I pulled all the Hall of Famers. They're all going to be put into a Hall of Fame set I'm doing of each player. And the rest, I don't know what I'm going to do with, but I thought it was pretty neat. So, thank you for watching, and thank you for letting me show you my little time capsule. Everybody, have a good day.